Good afternoon. We're going to get started with Justin Kier. Our first questions will come from Mike Griffith and Mark Weiser.
Thanks, Steve. So Justin, can you talk a little bit about where this team is getting ready for LSU? I know that last Florida game you guys didn't shoot well, and yet you still were within a couple positions late in the game.
Hang on. He's muted. Justin, go ahead.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you talk about where this team's at right now? I know you're coming out of a game where your team didn't shoot well, and yet you were still right in it with Florida till the end.
Yeah. We coaching staff has a great game plan. We're trying to fix some little kinks, but I think overall, in the Florida game defensively, we were pretty well. Like you said, we shoot the ball very well. So the coaching staff is handling it really well, and we're coming to practice every day to attack and get better. I think we're really ready for LSU.
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I got a question, not really about the game. I want to ask you about Coach Michael Curry, who's on the support staff kind of with you guys. Did you know much about his background before he joined the program, and what does he bring to the program as far as, on a day-to-day basis?
I did not know. And that's the beauty of being here at Georgia is Coach Crean. Has a lot of people who, help us on and off the court. And adding him to the staff has been nothing but a blessing. Coach Curry is always there for you. He doesn't let you, slack off or any of that, but, he's there to support and he's there for you, and I can tell I'm in there for the long term. I can ask him any question any time of my life and he'd be there. He's a great friend, a great coach, and he wants nothing but the best for us. So he's brought that to the table, and, with his experience, he's brought a lot of knowledge, and, I've gained, a lot of information with, just basketball and life and the NBA and all that kind of stuff, just, talking to him and, picking his brain a little bit. So he's been nothing but great to me.
Thanks.
Let's go to Anthony Dasher and then Jed May.
Hey, Justin, good to see you. Let me ask you about Sahvir. And I mean, in light of him kind of moving up the charts, single season Georgia charts, I think he's 17 assists shy of a school record. What's it been like playing with him this year and getting used to his game and how he's helped you and helped the whole team this season?
Yeah, that's another added blessing. I've never played with a point guard who has who can control the ball, control the game so well. And he's just hitting the plank. He's going to be way better than he is right now, and he's great right now. He's young, he's a leader already, and he's a great friend to me as well. And I think that's the best thing about Sahvir that you might not know is he's a great person off the court, comes from a great family. And yeah, he's in just looking for your best interest in everything. So basketball wise, the sky's the limit for him. And I've, been blessed to, share the court with him as well. I met him as soon as I committed, we kind of swapped numbers and started talking as soon as, I committed here. So he's been a friend ever since, George was even in, my side of view. So he's a great person, better player off the court, better person off the court. Yeah, that's all I can really tell you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Justin, I'm kind of following up on Sahvir. It seems like he's looked a lot more comfortable as a scorer, especially over the last, 2-3 weeks or so. Just what have you seen from him in terms of growing as a scorer in this offense over the course of the season? And I know he's worn a headband the past couple games. Does that have anything to do with it?
It's a little. No, I don't think so. But I told him he needs to keep wearing it. Yeah, he's had he's really, like I said, with the ball, his ball control. And I think when you have such a great handle and a certain, how fast he is and how much he can control the ball, it makes the game so much easier for him. He can really get by defenders and not only score, but he can, facilitate, continue to dribble around and pick apart the defenses. And when you can do that and also make plays with the pass, it helps your scoring, you know. And then, yeah, he's a unique player, and I think that's why he's so special, is because there's not a lot of people who can control the ball like he can, and who can facilitate and pick apart defenses like he can. And I think a part of that is his mental. He studies the game a lot. You know, it's the different things you have to do to be a great player, and yes, all the physical stuff. You know, that helps, but you also have to, you know, study the game. And I think that he's done a great job with that. And I think that's why he's such a great player. It's not only his like the physical part of it, but the mental part of it.
We got time for one more question. Let's go to Chip Towers.
Yeah, Justin, you know, obviously the outcome of these last couple of games could have been different if you guys could have played better in the first half. You guys have kind of been notorious for slow starts for whatever reason, even against Missouri, a game you won. Are y'all addressing that in any way? How do you explain that, and how important is it kind of going forward to get off to a good start?
For sure. I think, you know, we've had a conversation about how, like, we fight so hard to come back into games in second halves. And I believe those are games that we can win if we don't get down as much, you know, in the first half. So yeah, coach has talked about that, and you know, us as players have talked about it. Just, you know, digging that deep of a hole, you know, you can't always come back for it, and you always try to, and we have this season for sure. But you know, we got to get off to a better start, and I think we got to continue. You know, if we ever get down 6 or, you know, 8 or 10, you know, we gotta capitalize back instead of continuing to dig that hole. And I think that's why, you know, I think the outcomes will be a lot better in the second half when we come out and play as hard as we have been. You know, instead of being down 15, you know, we continue to strive and build on those, you know, turnovers that we're making teams make, and then continue to, you know, play as hard as we do. I think the outcomes are a lot better.
Justin, thank you for your time, and good luck in tomorrow's game.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue with Sahvir. Our first question will come from Lance and Davis.
Hey, Sahvir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, so what's been the headband over the last couple games? We asked Justin a second ago, or somebody did, that you know, do you think it's elevated your game, or and Justin said, you know, keep it if it's working.
Well, I originally wore it because I didn't have a haircut, and I don't like going on national television without a haircut. So that's why I originally put it on. And then the second game, since we won, I just felt like to wear it again. And I used to wear headbands a lot in high school.
Hey, Sahvir, career high 27 points for you on Saturday and only 1 turnover as well. What led you to be in such a rhythm?
I was patient. That's one thing I've been working on throughout the game, and not always knowing I'm the fastest guy, and the teams probably know that, so not always going 1,000 miles per hour, but kind of playing at a 50 to 75 range to where I can use that quick burst. So taking my time and more in transition, and reading the game a lot better, you know, watching film and trying to find new ways to attack the defense.
Go to Chip and then Dash.
Yeah, Sahvir, obviously you guys could have won a couple more of these games if you just hadn't gotten so far behind. You guys played great in the second half, incredibly, actually. So what's the, I'm sure that's been a point of discussion. Has that been a point of discussion? And how can you guys address just getting off to a faster start, not getting so far down that you have so much to make up?
Yeah, but I think it's kind of toward the middle of the first half is where we're kind of a little drought. We've had some really good starts, but we kind of get a little stagnant, and that's something we've been working on in practice. Like you said, we've had some really good second halves. We've taken the high points of those halves, and we've emphasized that in practice. We're getting better, but to make it noticeable, to make that stuff equate to winning games, we actually put together a full 40 minutes of basketball where we're playing hard, we're executing, we're defending, and offensively we're getting good shots and making them. Because I think against Florida, we got some really good looks. We just kind of missed them. But we're getting better. We're fighting. The team confidence is still high. The coaching staff are still putting together great game plans for us to win the games.
Hey, Sahvir, in respect to, what Coach Crean asked you to do for this basketball team, I mean, the factor, I think now for his assists, because I think 17 shy of the Georgia single season record. How big of a deal is that? Is it because of what you do? It is maybe a bigger thing than a lot of people may realize?
I've been breaking assist records for as long as I can. I'm just glad that I can do it here at the University of Georgia. Most of that, all that credit goes to my teammates because those are the guys who are making me look good. Those are the guys who are making the shots. They're putting the extra time in. They're running the floor. So that's as much as a credit to them as it is to me. And if I break it, I mean, it's cool. If I don't, I mean, always got next year. But I'm just trying to stay in the moment as far as winning games for us.
Thanks, man.
Let's go to Mark and then Jed.
Sorry, my unmute button got a little stuck there. Sahvir, I don't know if we asked you this last year, or I can't remember if you answered it, but in terms of point guards you grew up emulating or modeling your game after, was there anyone in particular or two that you really liked?
You're asking what players do I model my game after now?
I'm saying when you were growing up, in terms of point guards.
Yeah, Kenny Anderson. He played at Georgia Tech. I just not realized that. Damon Stoudemire at the University of Arizona. Kyle Lowry, Isaiah Thomas, who had played at Washington, he played at Boston. The newer Isaiah Thomas, those are the main guards. And my favorite guard to watch just personally was Brandon Jennings. These are all predominantly left-handed guards, who are undersized, who have success at this level, the high major level, and in the NBA.
Thanks.
Hey, Sahvir, I mean, obviously coming off a career high in points, you've been scoring it pretty well over the last few weeks. How do you think you've grown just as a scorer in this offense, both from last year to this year and then also over the course of this season?
I think I've always been a pretty good scorer. Last year we had some guys who were capable of scorers as me, or even better with Ant, Ray Sean and Jordan Harris. Those guys could put the ball in the hole. So it wasn't my role to be the primary scorer this year. Obviously with those guys kind of leaving, my scoring had to step up. And over this year, I've just worked on efficiency. That's what me and Coach Green have been talking about: being more efficient, picking and choosing your spots, and getting to a free throw line, because those are the easiest points. Those are free points. Those are times where you can rest, as far as you can, catch your breath. And those are shots that you got to make as a point guard and as any player in a game. So getting to the free throw line, being more efficient. I think those are the major ways I've become a better scorer, and I'll keep trying to get better to become a better scorer, because I know I am.
All right, let's go to Mike Griffith for our last question.
Yeah, kind of a two-parter here for you, Sahvir. One, I didn't hear you mention Yogi Ferrell. That's the guy that comes to mind for me that was a Tom Crean player at Indiana. And two, the three-point shot and just the volume you're getting. I remember some of the shooters I covered before would get 500 up and say they knew the ball deserved to go in. The three-pointer seems to be a real problem for Georgia.
I didn't really hear a question. I feel like those were two statements. So if you could kind of repeat that for me, please.
Well, I guess I wondered if you watched any film of Yogi Ferrell and your comments on him. He played in the Crean offense at Indiana not too long ago. And two, about how much shot volume do you guys get up working on the threes, because the team shooting percentage has been subpar?
Yeah, when I was on my recruiting visit, I watched film of Yogi Ferrell, but I never modeled my game after him, if I'm being honest with you. I know he could shoot the ball pretty well. He was successful under Coach Crean. And then when I watched Coach Crean in the recruiting, watched those films, that was intriguing, the way he kind of let him play his game, but play fast. And then the type of teammates he had was all exciting and intriguing. And as far as us, I think that Florida game was probably one of the first games in a while we didn't shoot that great. We took good shots. I mean, we were open. I mean, it was just one of those nights where it didn't fall for us. We got great looks. I think I'm gonna continue to say that because we really did. We shared the ball. There were no tough shots. We just didn't make them. So we're gonna continue to keep shooting. In practice, we do, and that's that. We're gonna look forward.
Hey, Sahvir, thank you for your time and good luck in tomorrow's game.
One more thing. Can I say one more thing? Okay.
Go ahead.
You guys know I have a unique name, and if your child had a new unique name, you would want everyone to say their name right. It's Sahvir, 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 not Sahvir or severe weather, nothing like that. It's Sahvir. So I just wanted to let you point that out to you guys. But thank you for having me. Always a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahvir.